Hey everybody, this is herculespetix, founder, curator, docent, and gift shop employee of the herculespetix Academy of Comic Book Studies. Today we're going to be looking at A1, Volume 2, Number 4, the last issue in the series, and the very last A1 that was ever made. Before we continue, I just wanted to say my voice might sound a little slurred, as if this sounding like someone who had imbibed too much alcohol, but it's not me. It's my camera is acting up. It has this weird glitch where it makes you sound like you're slurring and talking oddly. Just wanted to clear that up. So let's start off with A1, Volume 2, Number 4. We have a Jamie Hewlett cover, King Leon, which has been a series from issue 2 till now, gets the cover spot by Jamie Hewlett. And Jamie Hewlett's always delivers. So pretty nice. Once again, we have these little spot illustrations which still have not been credited. No one on the internet could tell me who drew these. It's annoying because they're very good. I'm pretty sure now that they're Roger Landridge, but I wish they would credit him. It's pretty annoying that they don't. Contents page, and then we start right off with the last chapter of King Leon. This is an extra big chapter. It's pretty big. And here's our protagonist, King Leon. I should mention this is written by Peter Milligan, if you don't remember. It also has assistance from Joe Flatters, Glenn Dillon, and Philip Bond. So those are all pretty great English cartoonists. I assume they helped them draw it. Maybe there was deadline issues. So we start off with King Leon having a reminiscence about his father, who was basically like a deadbeat dad. He was a drunk. He was barely there for his childhood, and he keeled over when King Leon was a kid, basically a young teenager, and he's at his grave. So if you remember from last issue, so King Leon turns out is the rightful king of England, and King Charles, they predicted that, I guess in this timeline, or in this slightly one day in the future thing, Queen Elizabeth stepped down in, I guess, the late 80s or early 90s, and Charles is the king. And Charles is a pretty nice guy because, of course, many kings would want to kill this King Leon, but he wants to do the right thing. He's like, he is the rightful heir of England. So I'll step down, and he'll be the new king. So Leon is kind of ambivalent about it. He even says, like, I don't know if I want to be king. I don't think I'm going to do it. Of course, everyone is telling Charles that he's crazy. It's like, what are you doing? No, can we just kill this guy? But Charles is the king, so they have to listen, and he doesn't want to do it. He actually meets Andrew, Prince Andrew, and he seems like a right turd, and it's just this little bully asshole, and Leon and him getting a little scuffle. Of course, King Charles says, cut it out, you guys, and he tells Andrew, he's like, he outranks you. He's the new king. So King Charles is going full on into this. He's not just whistling Dixie. He's really just going to abdicate his throne. We get to see Cavendish, that old man who's been throughout the series, when he was younger. This is the flashback that explains how King Leon is the rightful heir. So I guess Queen Elizabeth in the 50s or 60s, when she had Charles, there was twins, and one of them was black. And I guess, I don't know if this is really a thing, but they say, yeah, this happens. Sometimes there's like recessive genes. You know, maybe the royal line, there was some black blood 200 years ago, and it's popped up now. So there's this black baby. The black baby was born first, so he's the rightful heir. Of course, they tell Cavendish to get rid of him. They say, take him to the docks and just throw him into the ocean. Cavendish, who was murdered before for the crown, he can't do it. It's a baby. So he takes the baby to an orphanage. And, of course, this baby is King Leon's father. Or Leon's father. His name's Coventry. And, he grows up in the orphanage. Ends up falling in love and marrying Leon's mom. But, I guess, things didn't work out good for him. Once again, these weird colors here. Like, this guy's green for some reason. I mean, they are ghosts, so maybe that's a way to show that these are all the people that Leon knows that were murdered by these crown agents. His friend and his roommate and... So Leon invites his girlfriend, the one from last issue. I mean, they're barely boyfriend, girlfriend. He just had sex with her once, but he's totally gaga about her. He invites her and, tells her the whole story. I like how he offers her whales. She'll have sex with him again. Say, I'm the king. I'll give you the whole region of Wales. Here we see old Queen Elizabeth, or I guess she's not the queen anymore, Queen Mother. And she's asking Leon about her father, her son, because she never knew him. So, of course, she's curious, and Leon realizes, I keep forgetting that, yeah, this is my grandmother. Of course she's curious. One of the guys says, come on, Leon, let's go ride some horses. Leon's like, I don't like riding horses, but he kind of coerces him. He's like, come on, you're going riding. And all of a sudden, this bullet comes out. God, it's so weird, seeing in comics, like Punisher comics or something, you see guys' heads get blown off all the time, but seeing this beautiful horse get blasted by shotgun is so much more violent seeming. And, I guess his girlfriend was there. And they failed to assassinate her too. They shot her horse, but she did break her leg. So now he's at his father's grave. Cavendish comes up. And this whole time, Leon has been saying, I'm not going to take the throne. I don't think I want it. I never liked the whole royalty thing. It's bullshit. But then thinking about his dad and all of the people like his dad, he says, I'm going to be king for my old man. For all the people like me who were kind of shit on by the royals, the people in power. I'm going to be king. And then Cavendish pulls out a gun and says, I wish you didn't say that. I kind of like you. I think you would have been a great king, but it would shake things up too much. And he shoots Leon right in the gut. And Leon is just laying there dying. And the camera pulls out and everything fades to white. Or kind of white. And the whole time he's just thinking about yeah, King Leon, it's got a nice ring to it. What do you think, Dad? I did it for you, for people like us. We'll show them, Dad. Don't you think King Leon sounds good? Better than King Coventry anyway. And that's the end. I gotta say that I wasn't too thrilled about the story of this last chapter. I definitely upped the ante for me. And this last page, this is pretty moving. I ended up kind of liking this comic. And it seemed like the last chapter, the colors were better too, which was a quibble of mine. So next we have Dave Dorman. We looked at one of his graphic novels a few months ago called Rail. And this takes place in the same universe, the same characters. It's this very post-apocalyptic road warrior type world. Let me just check real quick. I think someone else helped him. Oh, it's all Dave Dorman. I'm wrong. It's called The Edge. Nothing to do with you two. And as we see this, I really like Dave Dorman. I mean, I don't love him, but he's just really good at what he does. So it's kind of weird because the protagonist, in this one, it's almost like this Arthurian myth in this post-apocalyptic world. Starts off with a quote by T.S. Eliot. And we see him and his companion riding their motorcycles. We see these guys, which if you remember from Rail, I guess the railroads were like, it was just like the 1800s. Like there was the railroad barons. They controlled everything. The guys who controlled transportation. So you see these guys building the rail. And yeah, the colors, everything about this is pretty nice looking. I think Dave Dorman does everything. I think he does the colors. And we see this train come along, and they're going to rob it. So the protagonist, who I think is called The Edge, if I remember correctly, he shoots the conductor, jumps on the train. His companion comes on. He says, you know, drive the train. I'll take care of the boss. So we see these mutants, if you remember Rail, if you've read it or saw the video. I love these crazy, scary-looking Al Columbia mutants. They're like really creepy looking. He just goes through massacring them until he gets to the main coach, kills the bodyguards, and it's this woman. And she says, "You can't take it." And he says, "My lady wants it back." Who I can't really remember who his lady is. I don't know what he's talking about. She tries to make him a deal, and he just shoots her. Because she pulls a gun and she's going to shoot him. And I guess it's some mystic stone or something. The imprint is still clear. Time has not eroded the stone or the power. We're one step closer. One land, one king. So it's almost like he's like Lancelot from the Round Table. And they even end with a quote by Alfred Lord Tennyson from the King Arthur, you know, epic poems talking about Excalibur. So not much of a story, but kind of cool. I love this kind of post-apocalyptic world that he's set up. So here's a little like editorial from Dave Eliot, the editor. And just kind of thanking people, talking about how this is the end of A1 until they can find someone to publish them, which they never did, which is a damn shame. This is some beautiful shit, guys. Dave McKean, The Truth is Spoken Here. This is almost like a bunch of 1-page or 2-page vignettes, all about jazz. And so some of it's just like poetry. The theme is stated honestly and with authority. Notes arranged to resonate, to initiate a dialogue. The theme is stated. The truth is spoken here. Just gorgeous painting here. Amazing. But this is the beauty of this. Every vignette is drawn in a totally different style. This one's called Chinese Whispers. This one is just an anecdote from jazz history when it's between Miles Davis and Herbie Hancock. And then, so, totally different style painting here. And then look at this, just beautiful, simple colored drawings. The Burglar. And I guess, I don't know if this is a real thing, but apparently the Burglar is a mythological jazz figure. In slow swing time, he tiptoes pizzicato bass lines. He's very clever. And I love this. Him using his, like, I think some of this is photo, but maybe not. But it's just so eerie, this giant hand reaching into this room, grabbing all these instruments. And then this beautiful full-color image. That's just great design. Just amazing. So he obviously using more photo collage like Dave McKean is wont to do, but with this beautiful painting, The Uptown Ruler. I guess the ruler is another jazz thing. I assume the ruler is the guy who leads the band, who kind of sets the tempo. Some really nice looking stuff. I just prefer, though, when Dave McKean just paints. I mean, his photo stuff's interesting, the collaging and stuff. But he's such a great painter. Why bother? And then look at this, completely different. This is more like his Cage's style, but with this beautiful blue highlight. This is called Blue Cat. I think that's the name of this guy. And the contrast with this amazingly sumptuous looking painting, it's so nice. The Uptown Ruler is a mythical hero from New Orleans. It's also a record by Winston Marsalis. Oh man, that's nice stuff. I'm not, narratively, there's not much there. It's not meant to be. It's like a tone poem, a visual poem. And here we have the fourth and last chapter of Frankenstein Meets Shirley Temple, part the fourth, as it says. And this one is, they're in a graveyard. And once again, they're just kind of spouting funny things, almost like non sequiturs. I remember the Alamo. I remember California. I don't know what that means. So maybe they're not all funny. But once again, I know I've said this 4 times, but such good funny cartooning and really nice colors. Look at this purple sky, purple and pink. It's crazy. Also, this is the longest one. I think most of them were 2 pages, right? God, it's such a weird sense of humor. Like all of a sudden, Frankenstein says, Hitler, Hitler. Pardon? Sorry, I thought I saw him. What the I don't get it. And then we see them looking at the moon. And Shirley Temple says, kiss me, you fool. So, don't really get the humor, but it's nice to look at. And then we have one more of these wonderful lives. This is one by Una Fricker, who did the last one. And this is about the black rhino. Kind of another depressing thing to read about. There's barely any black rhinos left because of over hunting. I'm so sad that these are over. This is the last little sketch page of, I'm just going to say, Roger Landridge drawings. I'm pretty sure that's Roger Landridge. And that's it, guys, for A1. A1 Volume 2, Number 4, the very last issue of A1. Many iterations, 2 publishers, and sad it didn't go on. It was a great anthology. The Atomic one's definitely better. They seem to have more juice, where they just had the hottest creators at the time all contribute at once. This one is, a little more muted, but nonetheless, lots of great contributors. Just not like all-star, fanfare contributors. But some great stuff. Just like most anthologies, not all of it's great. But pound for pound, these are some damn good anthologies. So I hope you guys enjoyed looking at these. I got to think of a new anthology to start in a few episodes. And I will, though. I have many great anthologies to look at. And I hope you enjoyed looking at these. And I hope to see you next time here at the herculespetix Academy of Comic Book Studies.